Hello! It has been eons since I've done a long form video. It's been so long. But today we are doing a special type of video where I process my new Trifid Nebula image here, but I'm also, this is also kind of a way to promote my Patreon. So I want to do prints. It's not on my Patreon yet, but I want to get started, and I think if I have enough of a community to do prints, I think I definitely want to do more of them because I know people want to see astrophotos on prints, and I think my photos are finally getting good enough quality to actually print. So I started up a Patreon. You don't even have to join it to like do anything with it. It's more just if you want to have some data, you can do that. My 200-hour project on M33 is there, and it is it's decently high quality. And if you want to get those, you just pay either a monthly subscription or you can just buy them outright. There are also a bunch of free options. I'll explain more about that later, but this is kind of an advertisement to my Patreon in a way. Okay, so what we have here is 5 filters. We're doing LRGB AJ. So this is hydrogen alpha. You may notice that a lot of this is actually kind of out of focus. It's not really out of focus. So I'm at 40 degrees latitude. So the Trifid Nebula only rises not even like 30 degrees, which is not great. It's good if you're doing wide field because that you don't care about seeing. But unfortunately, in where I live, I need to care about it a little bit. So here, this is our blue. B1. I'm just renaming a bunch of these still. This is L1. And this is H1. Actually, we'll rename this to L because we're going to be using L as our reference frame here. Okay, so we got a star line, but first I'm going to do a bit of blur X. You'll see on the blue frame here, a little bit of it became out of focus. This is because of mirror flop in the imaging train, and I forgot to set up a autofocusing sequence to try to fix it. So, instead, we're just going to sharpen it and pretend like it doesn't exist, because the sharpness of the luminance should be okay enough-ish. Like you can start seeing some details here. I kind of wish I didn't shoot solo to the horizon, but whatever, it's okay. So we'll try 21, but we might have to go up to get the resolution I want. I might also resample this image by like 75 to 50%. Or sorry, resize. It's resample, resize. PixInsight calls it resample. I call it resize. Whatever. But yeah, I think it looks better if it's not blurry. So that might be the way I'd have to go, but that's okay. We'll see. I just don't want people looking too closely. Honestly, with Blur X, it actually didn't turn out too bad. That's not awful. We'll keep it. There are some artifacts that I'll have to fix. That Blur X adds because it's too dark and stuff. Yeah, especially up here, you see how it's like this dark ring doesn't look as good. I also have to fix the gradients on green. Green was actually fine. I'm not sure why green was like the best of them all. But whatever. What I am hoping to get out of this is decent star colors, because my star colors aren't always the best. So we'll see how we can work around that. I'll see if I can just do a simple gradient correction, which is a new tool in PixInsight. Well, new-ish. It came out a little while ago, because there's just this one weird gradient up here. I think this is caused by my filter wheel. You can kind of see like the roundness of it. Because if I feel like if this was sky glow or something, it would be pointed the opposite way, where the light side would be on this side. So I think this is just a vignette issue with my filter wheel, but that's okay. It didn't really affect that much, so we'll keep this frame obviously. It does appear a lot dimmer. I think it's just because there's a bunch of passing clouds and stuff, so we'll fix it. But also it could also be just because it's less stretched because of that black spot there. So we'll just continue doing more BlurX on all of these. Now, if you're somebody watching this and you're like, well, I don't have BlurX, that's okay. Deconvolution will also work. I don't use deconvolution a lot because BlurX is just so easy, but I have done it in the past, specifically with my stiff and quintet image, which I never finished. I want to do that with my 16-inch scope once that time comes around. But yeah, so I actually got some decent details. I'm actually not too mad about the data not being perfect. I'm still debating if I want this a paid data set. I might do it at like a lower cost, just because it did take me a few days to take this amount of data. So I think it's worth to put it out for a price. Obviously, with the Patreon, if you do the I think it's $15 monthly subscription, that gets you access to every single one of my deep sky data sets. But if you don't want to pay that, that's okay. I have a bunch of free data sets that are, I consider, like my less high quality data sets. I'm also introducing a new planetary tier. I still have yet to put any data in that, so that's more of like a tip so far. Like if you just want to give me $5, that's what you would do. But what's it called? Other than that, there's not much I really want to do with it yet. Wait, no, don't say that. But there's with my Patreon, I want to do a whole bunch of stuff. So if you do want to just support me, then I can finally get prints going and all that other fun stuff. And I think that would be extremely cool. Okay, so now we are going to star align here. I don't know what this unknown process is. Oh. Cool. Anywho, star alignment. Then we're gonna put our L frame here, so let's type in L. Then we're gonna add views. We're gonna do H1, B1, G1, R1. The reason I'm naming them R1s is because then I'm just gonna rename them to R, G, B, H instead of the 1. The 1 is just for my reference frame, that way I know which one's which, but then I can just delete the 1. It's just a way for me to keep track of what data I have, because I unfortunately don't rename my data, because I'm stupid. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna shrink down our RGBs, original ones. We're just gonna shove them in the corner, because in case we need them for later, I'll just have them here. I don't think I'm gonna do a continuum subtraction on the hydrogen data. I know I technically should, but I'm lazy. Okay, let's just bring this back up to scale here, so that way we can see it. This actually isn't bad data. It's like obviously sharpened by HA, or sorry, by BlurX. I do have some artifacts here from getting rid of like stars in the rejection masks. So worst case, I'll have to just redo the stack. But it looks like it's in the background enough, and I might be able to get rid of it using like Photoshop, where I don't have to worry about it right now. So I'll just keep rolling with it. Let's see if we can do gradient correction. So we're going to turn our protection threshold all the way down, turn our scale a little bit down. Let's just see how this goes. If it kind of gets rid of this little reflection, oh, actually wasn't too bad. I think I got rid of some of the glow on the top, so I want to reduce that a little bit more. I mean, it looks fine. I can obviously, yeah, that looks great. Yeah, we'll keep it. Stars of Trifid, so we're gonna put this in the background. H, I don't think I need much of a gradient correction here. Seems fine, but just in case, we'll just slap it on. You may notice these lines here. This is just because of bad tracking and stuff, and it also is another frame I forgot to reject, so that's an easy fix. I just go into Photoshop, clone stamp, and you just kind of just get rid of it. That's fine. Or a healing brush, whichever one you want to do. I feel like I made it worse. I don't know. Let's just keep it original, and if we need to get rid of it, we'll work on it for later. This is B. Oh wait, here, let's start renaming our things. Blue, you're ugly. Out of focus. Let's see where the... Okay. This is just so I can see where the gradients are. I'm going to definitely have to fix this image a bunch. But maybe I won't have to. I don't know. We will see. This is a decently cool image. It's just that it's out of focus a lot. So I think our blue stars are going to be kind of not so great. That's okay. We'll see how it looks. This is the one I was worried about. Let's get rid of you. So I guess that makes sense. That it's not super bright. It doesn't have... It's just that it's weird that blue is so bright too. Oh well. I'm not used to working with green data. So there we are. Let's get you. Gradient correction. I don't think it needs too much of a gradient correction. I just noticed like this black spot down here. That seems fine. Yeah. Alright, let's get working with it. So let's throw it into LRGB. Combination. This is L. We're gonna move this up because I forgot to rename these. G. R. G. B. Makes it easy to work with the data here. Alright. Let's see what we're dealing with. It's red. Okay, so let's not have that happen. Where is... Ah, there it is. Unlink. Bam. It's pink. That's a good thing. And also, my stars aren't actually that bad. There's like some blue to them, but like it's not the worst. I think I will have to do a star X, and then Photoshop I'll just clean up some of the weird areas here. Other than that though, it seems like relatively fine. So yeah, we can for sure work with this. The star, my main worry was the stars, but they actually seem fine. I kind of like the bright star up there. I kind of like when my stars are kind of ugly looking. Makes it look cool. Alright, so anywho, we're going to work on our histogram transformation. Here, we're just going to extend this all the way. And I know my things are getting kind of cluttered here, so I don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. I'm used to working with like a messy toolbar, so I will try to keep it clean. Just know I'm a very messy person, so I like to keep it all kind of there. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's just get the red back over here. They're kind of equal. I think what I should have done is a spectrogram. What's it called? Like a spectroscopy. What the hell is it called? It's killing me. I don't remember. Spectroscopy color calibration. I don't like doing that. I feel like with my data, it just doesn't work very well. I think with my wide field data, it works better just because there's more stars. But with data like this, in my opinion, it just doesn't work as well. Okay. So there we are. That is, yep, that's the data. So, we're also going to add back a bunch of the pink too. Oh, I haven't even done noise X. It actually looks fine without noise X. It's kind of crazy. I don't want it to be too bright here. I actually really like the look of that. We're going to obviously add a bunch of the HA back in. So I'm not worrying too much about the colors. Let's just see how that looks. I do want it to be less green. Just by like a little bit. Actually, more red. I think we'll add to it. Just by a little bit though, not too much. Because we're gonna add, again, the HA after the fact. I want our blue to be kind of up there. I think I see the green is a little bit too much. Alright, I think we've achieved what I wanted to do. I think it's time for a little bit of noise X. And I might do the thing I was talking about earlier where I resample to just shrink down the image a little bit just to make it look a little sharper. That way if you zoom in, you're not like, oh my god, it's so blurry. You're like, oh, it's, for the sample size, it's fine. Because technically we are oversampled with the camera I use in the C11, so it would make sense to do it anyway, but we'll see. Okay, there's some greenage happening. Yeah, I see that stuff, so that can get taken away easily. Yeah, we'll have to go into Photoshop and fix that real quick, which is fine. But yeah, it's actually not that bad looking so far. Why is that color actually nice? Let me just make sure it's not overdoing it in this section here. I might just do it without the stars, because I kind of like the star colors as they are. So let's do star X. I'll have to stretch my HA, and I'll probably just add it in on Photoshop. Because I don't like the way to add HA in PixInsight. I just think it looks bad. Also, it's also a skill issue. I just don't do it right, but whatever. Let's see what we got. Yeah, you can already see it was just the that applied. You can start seeing a bunch of the schmuck, which is what I was trying to hide. So yeah, we'll just get rid of a lot of these things in Photoshop. I do want to make it a little bit more colorful, because I like a colorful Trifid. What time is it? 10:29. That's okay. We're doing good. I have to work today, so unfortunate. Alright, so that's I think all we can do with this data right now. Then we have all these, which we'll add later, also in Photoshop. Just shrink down these guys. There's our HA, which is actually like not too noisy for only having like, I want to say like 45 minutes of data. So I'm not complaining about that at all. What I am a little worried about is that this was like the type of thing where I didn't need HA, and so I just kind of added it for no reason. But I don't know. We'll see. I think it'll make it stronger. I'll make the red pop a little bit more. I think it just clipped a little bit. Oh yeah, there's black pixels. Hold up. Let's go back. I just don't want to clip the data, because that's bad. Makes your data look kind of funky. So then we'll throw some noise exterminator here. Whoop-yow. Give it a bit. Let it do its thing. Easy. So then we can stretch it a little bit more. How much HA did we get? Not a lot, so we don't want to stretch it that much, but... Oh, it's not even that bright. Okay, well... Alright. So I think we are ready to shove it into Photoshop. And yeah, because yeah, in Photoshop we're going to get rid of these wisps here, because they'll look bad in HA. Then let's look at our stars here. Can't see it really with the stars. That's fine. But in here you can really see it. So I'm going to spend some time working with this, getting that kind of fixed. I'm not going to do it too much because what's kind of neat is the stars will hide it a lot. But I don't know. I just don't like the look of it. It's also a bit green in some areas, so we'll just fix that. We'll just save this as TIFF files. I'm going to call this RGB 16-bit because we already stretched it. Save as stars 16-bit yet again. And then HA. Alrighty, so let's open up Photoshop. Alright, so here we are in Photoshop. Here is our star layer, our RGB layer. So here, let's add our stars back in. Just with this. So then, obviously, if you want to add them back, you can just put on a screen layer. Doesn't look as good somehow. I think it's just it getting converted. Didn't like it very much. So we'll just turn up our whites a bit. And bam, now we have what we had before. Yeah. So that's fine. It blew out some of the stars, but I don't care. Turn them down always. Anywho, we're here because we want to fix this stuff. Now we're just going to do a little bit at a time. Unfortunately, we have to fix this a bit. Now we don't want to do too much because we don't want to, get rid of a lot of the detail that's here. So we don't want to overdo it. Just doing it enough where you won't notice it, which is always fun. Whoop. What the? Man. Still the old-fashioned way. Okay, just do it that way. Oh well. I didn't think about it until like just now. Boop. 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 We're not caring about the star up there. So far it seems fine, so I'm not going to worry about this too much. Whoa, hey, it formed a new star. That's the problem with clone stamping and stuff like that, is that you'll create new stars and stuff and it doesn't look as good. I don't know why I keep doing this. Hold on. I was just thinking about it. If I just grab... If I just grab the red channel here... I can just make it brighter. I don't know. I feel like it just makes it more red. Okay. Not at all what I wanted to have happen, but okay. Oh, shit. Yeah, I like that. It's more red. I like that, actually. So here we'll crop. We're just gonna only include the Trifid part of the Trifid Nebula. Not worry about any other part. It's actually not a bad image. We're just gonna get rid of the green over here by doing some selective saturation. Now I want it a bit more contrasty, so we're just gonna turn this down. And also our stars look weird, like that, for some reason. So that's weird. Oh, it did nothing. Except did it make the stars white? It did! Kinda, it looks a little weird. That's okay. Alright, swag. I think we're good. So now my stars don't look awful. Yeah, let's just, I think we're good, pretty much. Auto-tone does that. I was just kind of seeing like what my options are. Just in case. You never know, something might look good. Let's see what happens if we add like a little bit of green. It looks worse. Honestly? Wait. Not too much green, but I think if we add enough, it actually doesn't look that bad. I think it gives it more, more color. Alright. Sweet, and if you just don't look at it too closely, it looks fine. Yeah. Yeah, it looks fine. We just won't do a cropped showcase on Instagram. It'll be fun. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Anyway, that is the final image. 43 minutes of kind of wasted time, but this is just kind of how I processed the image. It uses 2 programs. You don't need 2 programs. I just like using 2 programs because the one makes it easier to get rid of some of the artifacts. You can do clone stamp in PixInsight to get rid of the Luminance stuff. Like, you know, like the star artifacts that were in Luminance. You can do that in PixInsight. I just choose to do it in Photoshop. It's a lot easier. But yeah, that's kind of it. It's not too difficult. A lot of the time was just spent on the miscellaneous like stuff that doesn't really matter. This image takes like 20 minutes to process about. So if you're like, you know, just want to do it, just like you just got the colors on and stuff like that, and just make basic adjustments, 20 minutes. If you want to do the more intricate stuff, it takes like an hour. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed my video, and here I will explain some more stuff about my Patreon. Hello everyone. So I'm going to showcase some of the stuff that's on my Patreon, both for free and for paid access. So here we have just the free data that I'm filtering out. So this data was taken with my 16-inch scope and my Sony camera for free. This is taken with my 16-inch and Uranus C camera for free. This was taken with my C11 and was only like, I think like an hour or so in each filter for free. This is the Orion Nebula taken with my 16-inch scope for free. This is the Trifid Nebula, which is like a part of the same video that we're doing, for free. But this is only just one-shot color data, so it's not, you're not getting the Trifid Nebula image that I just made for free, but you're getting color data from my 16-inch that was, you know, only a short exposure for free. This is the Ghost of Cassiopeia, which is, in my opinion, the best bargain for the free tier. Obviously there's no money attached, but you know what I mean. The data is decently high quality, but there are some screw ups, like you can already see it in kind of the background. There's a lot of satellite trails, a lot of weirds, like just a lot of weird stars, but it's for free, so you can't really complain too much. So going into my paid stuff, my 100-hour Triangular Nebula image is paid. So any of my paid stuff can be accessed with a $15 subscription, or it can be purchased individually, and each one has their own separate prices depending on what I thought was the work involved, how easy the data is to work with, and other factors. So this is the 100-hour data. That's for free. I'm going to try to list a lot of the free data as free, so that way there's not a lot of confusion. But if you don't see free on one of them, it doesn't mean that they're not for sale, you know what I mean? Like, you'll see when you look at it. This M101 data, very challenging data, so I put it up for sale, but not for too much if you just want to buy it individually. I don't think it's a lot of money. It's not the greatest data, but it was still a lot of work to capture, so I put that out for not for sale. The Crab Nebula, I consider this really high quality detail. There's a lot of small intricate details that I think are worth enough to be part of a paid system, so I put that in paid. M82 was taken with a 16-inch scope and an 11-inch scope, so you're getting very, very high quality data here. So the main reason you'd probably want to buy this is because, oh, I'm shooting M82, I want to see the hydrogen alpha bursts in high quality, but also I want to see what's going on beneath the hydrogen alpha cloud in even more detail. So this is combining 16-inch detail and 11-inch detail all in one image. It's pretty cool. This is what I took in 2023. This is some red cat data of the Horsehead Nebula. Again, it's taken in Portal 2. It's very high quality data. The only issue was there was like a bit of like a tiny high cloud that was going in the blue frame, so you have a kind of this aberration. But But other than that, like it's really high quality. Like you can make a pretty freaking awesome image with that. I think this one was for free. Yeah. This one is for sale. This is SHO on the Eagle Nebula, taken with my 8-inch scope. This is a decent data set. It's got some pretty good colors in SHO and stuff like that. More free stuff. This is honestly one of my favorite images ever. This is the Heart Nebula core, so this is Malot 15, I think it is. It's the center pillar inside of the Heart Nebula. And the data I took was, I thought, so high quality. The data I got was so decent that it only took me like 20 minutes to finish the entire image. Like, it was so easy to work with, and I was like, I gotta put this out. This image is actually the reason why I made a Patreon, because I'm like, I need to share this with people. But also I wanted some monetary gain to start up some prints and stuff like that, because I really want to print this image too. That's for free. This is a beautiful image of the Veil Nebula here. Again, paid, but you get extreme high definition detail that not a lot of people can capture. And I mean, the data just speaks for itself. If you look at the image close up, you have lots of filamentary detail to work with, and that can create for very dynamic and cinematic images. Oh, where did it go? And this, probably your biggest bang for your buck. My 200-hour image. This image took, obviously, 200 hours to take, 50 hours in LRGB, 50 hours in HA, 50 hours in Sulfur 2, 50 hours in O3. This is an insanely good deal. I was debating if I should make it a higher deal, like a higher tier, but I don't post enough of these images to kind of qualify, like to like reasonably make an image like that. So I was like, all right, I gotta post this, because like I gotta put this on here. I mean, come on. Like, for $15, you can play with 200 hours of data. You can see stars that are inside of the Triangulum Nebula. Sorry, Triangulum Galaxy. You get to play around with it. Like, however you want. It's SHO LRGB. It's every filter that you could ask for on the Triangulum Galaxy. I mean, I think just that by itself is the most worth it part of the subscription. So the link is down in my description if you want to check it out. Again, a bunch of free stuff, so you don't even have to pay to look at a lot of this stuff. Although if you do want to pay, I have a whole set of deep sky stuff that I think is very, very worth it, and it always gets added on with each new image I upload.